Hello everyone and welcome to the F1 Corner after the qualifying session of the 2020 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Max Verstappen taking his first pole of 2019, breaking the Mercedes streak of only pole for Mercedes engine this year in front of Valtteri Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton will only start in third place after missing a week due to COVID. But let's start by the start and let's go into Q1 and see the order with everyone. And as usual, please remember to hit the like button and to subscribe to this channel. So, we're out in Q1. Nicolas Latifi, Pietro Fittipaldi substituting for Romain Grosjean, George Russell, Kevin Magnussen, and Kimi Raikkonen. Tough luck for Latifi, spinning in the last corner before starting his final fast lap. Could not improve, obviously, since he did not get the speed. Will start in last place. Good job by Fittipaldi, out-qualifying Nicolas Latifi. Fittipaldi, his second race only with Haas, and potentially also his last, depending on how things goes next year. But once again, second weekend in a row will keep gaining experience, and who knows, we might see him in the future at Haas again. George Russell out qualifying once again Nicolas Latifi. Russell ends the season out qualifying Latifi every single race that they raced together this season. It's not a perfect streak though, as Russell did not start in front of Valtteri Bottas last week when he was with Mercedes. So when we get back to my predictions video, it might play in the balance. Kevin Magnussen, final race also with Haas, 17th place, cannot do much better, but does qualify in front of both Williams. So it's a small victory for the team. That we know Russell has been pretty good into making it to Q2 so far this season. So yeah, pretty good. And Kimi Raikkonen, 16, meaning that Antonio Giovinazzi does go into Q2. And we end up the season with Antonio Giovinazzi out-qualifying Kimi Raikkonen, 9-8 this season. Kimi, the oldest driver on the grid, the most experienced driver, beaten by his teammate in qualifying this season. Can Alfa Romeo get some points tomorrow? I doubt it, but you never know what can happen in Abu Dhabi. Moving on to Q2. We're out Sergio Perez, Antonio Giovinazzi, Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Esteban Ocon. Perez did not put on a lap in Q2. That is because he already knows he's starting at the back of the grid, just like Kevin Magnussen, for taking extra engine component, so he did not need to run into this second session and to use up his new engine and tires. So he will start from the back of the grid, but because he made it in front of Magnussen, will start in front of him. Giovinazzi, 14. Once again, as I mentioned, did qualify in front of the Racing Point because Perez did not do a lap and cannot do much better with that car. You can see the gap from the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari in front over a second and a half. This is the gap that there is between the backfield team and the front at the end of this season. But also we have to probably think that those teams, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Haas, started working on the 2021 car a long time ago and just gave up on 2020 already. Vettel, last race with Ferrari, is going to be a tough one, starting only in 13th place, ending a season of misery. He will be happy to start fresh next season as Aston Martin, but it still leave a bitter taste probably in his mouth, knowing that Ferrari is such a strong team in terms of legacy, and that his teammate Charles Leclerc will start in the top 10 or made it to Q3. The two Renault not helping their fight for third place in the championship. Yes, Perez will start last, so it will be tough to make points, but Renault out in Q2, so 11 and 12 only. they will have to gain some places if they want to bring the fight to McLaren, who had a very strong qualifying. McLaren in the fight for third once again. Renault can hope for fourth place if everything goes well and they outscore McLaren this weekend. But that is our Q2. It's going to be tough for Renault. Esteban Ocon starting 11th, Daniel Ricciardo 12th, Sebastian Vettel 13th, Antonio Giovinazzi 14th, and Sergio Perez, even though he made it to 15, will start at the back of the grid. And finally, our Q3. Max Verstappen, astonishing lap, put everything together, take pole. The first pole position taken by a non-Mercedes car this season. Mercedes, the team, got 15 already. Lance Stroll got 1 in Turkey. So Honda engine getting the last pole this season. Bottas, Hamilton follow, but let's start at the back as we usually do. Pierre Gasly, pretty good, making it to Q3. We'll start in 10th place actually, in 9th place, because Charles Leclerc, who is in 9th, gets a 3-place grid penalty for his collision with Sergio Perez in Bahrain last week. It's probably the worst outcome for Charles Leclerc because he made it to Q3 on the medium tire, meaning that he passed Q2 with the medium, so he's bound to start with the medium tire, and he's gonna do it from 12th place, which is the worst outcome because if he had just not made it to Q3 or made it to Q3 with the soft, he would get that tire to start the race. So is the medium going to be good starting from 12? We'll see. But Leclerc still making it to Q3, better than Sebastian Vettel again this season, on a weekend that Ferrari looked pretty weak during the practice session, so good job. Lance Stroll not helping the Racing Point to fight for third this weekend. They are pretty close with McLaren in the championship, and I'm sorry about that. Pretty close to McLaren in the championship, and Stroll starting 8th, Perez starting 19th. It's gonna be very tough on them. Daniel Kvyat 7th, good job. Kvyat really making some progress or getting some very good races over the last few weeks. Probably his last race with AlphaTauri, as we expect Yuki Tsunoda to replace him next season. Carlos Sainz, good job on an old engine, starting 6th, and his teammate Lando Norris is 4th. McLaren is doing what they have to do in order to pass in front of Racing Point in the championship, Constructors' Championship. So Perez needs to make up some ground to help the team, but as it stands, McLaren could really stretch that fight until the very last lap of the race. Alex Albon 5th. Not a bad lap considering that he's only 3/10 behind Max Verstappen. He seemed to be pleased with that car. But again, he's 5th in a race where it will be important for everyone to play their role if we want potentially to have a Red Bull win tomorrow. So Albon will be impeded by Norris in front. Albon starting on the soft tire also because he could not make it to Q3 with the medium, while Verstappen is on the medium. And Albon still trying to save his seat at Red Bull next season. We don't know yet if it will be him or Sergio Perez or someone else, but unlikely, driving with Max Verstappen next season. So Albon must have an astonishing start tomorrow and come fiddle with the Mercedes in order to help Max Verstappen protect against the silver arrows if they want a really good race and the best possible chance at winning. The two Mercedes, Bottas, Hamilton. Hamilton, we know, coming back from a COVID week. Getting third, not bad. And you can see the top three separated by 86/1000 of a second. This is not even the blink of an eye. Bottas out-qualifying Hamilton, and he even got this short message from Toto Wolff directly on the radio. Give it everything you've got, Valtteri. And he did it. For some time we thought maybe Valtteri would be on pole, but at the very last minute, Max Verstappen taking pole. Very happy pole position at Red Bull, his third in his career, and the first this season from a non-Mercedes powered team. So we're in for a very good race tomorrow when you look at that. The top three super close, Verstappen, Bottas and Hamilton, followed by Norris, Albon and Sainz. Albon will want to make up some ground and help Verstappen fight the Mercedes. The two McLaren will fight for their lives for the Constructors' Championship. And this also means, by the way, that Lando Norris out-qualifies Carlos Sainz this season, 9-8. Good job, Lando, in the form of his life. Same for Carlos Sainz, really good drive from both drivers this season, pushing each other's limit. And further back, the two AlphaTauri once again meddling with the top teams. Pretty good result, starting 7th, Daniel Kvyat. Lance Stroll can do better and he wants himself to prove that he's not just his father's son, as he said at the Beyond the Grid podcast last week. Charles Leclerc will actually start 12th. We'll try to get a few more points for Ferrari. It's going to be tough, but I think he will also want to prove that he is ready to tackle the next season with a few points again. And Pierre Gasly, already assured of a drive with AlphaTauri next season, will be looking at doing the best job possible and again, rocking us some point, fighting with his teammate Daniel Kvyat. That's it for today, everyone. Thank you once again. Remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and tell me what you think will happen during the race tomorrow. Leave a comment, and I will see you again after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix tomorrow after the race. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day.